Hello, good morning. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Today we will be discussing about uh, the Windows Server. Windows Server. Okay. So in our series, in our channel, we have covered Zero to Hero series. Till now, what session we have covered? We have covered about the introduction about the cloud services, private cloud services, cloud and public cloud. What are physical server and what is remote server and how they are hosted on the cloud. How do you do access? This part is already done. Uh, the next part, how to create your first EC2 Linux servers. We already covered this session also. How to create EC2 machine and convert to a web server using Apache web server or engines like engine web server. This also we have been covered. And we covered one more section that how to host multiple websites on a single EC2 Linux server, right? We already covered one of the section how to deploy Postgres database on EC2 instance, right? That we have used Linux server like in Linux OS system, and we have seen various AWS services introduction and details about them, and we have seen the Jenkins deployment installation procedure and all the Jenkins CI/CD pipelines creation on the AWS Linux server. Okay, if you see all these videos and there are the remaining videos in my playlist, you'll be seeing the common thing is Linux server, right? Everywhere you will be seeing Linux server, right? Got it? Okay, Linux servers part we have already like mostly covered in the sections, but still there is a lot of videos will be coming up like continuously. Now we will go deep down to cover the Windows server. Okay, how to create a Windows server on AWS services, cloud services, and we will see what are the steps required to install a Windows server and how we can access from our local laptop. That means we are assuming that we are the client and we want to access the server, so it will be a client and the server response, how it's going to be there. Okay, and what are the steps required and what are the configurations required for that, and what are the privilege the keys required. It might be PIN key or the password key that we will cover in this series. So the next point, it might be in your head or something, in my hand, why we require a Windows server, right? Why we require? I have my laptop, I have been using Windows in that, right? It might be Windows 7, 11, 8, 9 based on my requirement. But in the organizations, in real-time environment, you require the Windows server. The reason for that, if I say that my laptop, what is my laptop? For example, my laptop is of 8 GB RAM, okay, and we have like storage of 1 TB, right? Now I have to increase the RAM to 16 GB, right, of my laptop, and I have to increase the storage from SSD. Currently my laptop is SSD, right? The SSD hard disk. So I want to increase from 1 TB to 10 TB. What I have to do? I have to go to the showroom. Okay, there I have to go and I have to purchase physically from there. Then I have to go to the service center. Then there I have to upgrade, like installation. They will be adding my RAM into my laptop. All right, they may replacing old one, and they may remove the existing 1 TB, and they will upgrade with the 2 TB. So what I am doing with the old one, right? Currently I have 8 GB, right? What will we do? I will be like using, just storing in my home or somewhere else. So it is not usable, right? If you're going for the physical one. In the real-time scenario, what will happen if I'm assuming that my company is his organization which associate with any VFX, right? They are working for the gaming organizations or any movies. They are creating any movies or something else. They require a lot of configuration, huge configuration. They may install Photoshop, they may install VFX applications, they may install any applications. Even if you're coming for the gaming industry, they require a lot of the configuration for the Windows servers, right? What they are going to go or to any provider and they're going to buy any physical Windows? No, it's not going to happen in the real time. Okay, What they will do, they will come to AWS or any cloud provider. They will go, they will based on all their requirement configuration, assuming that they may require 16 GB of the RAM, like CPU, core CPU, maybe 6K CPUs for example, and the TV 3 TB as a hard disk SSD, okay, with high performance. What they will do, they will create their own server, they will install all the applications, they will start working on that remotely, right? Whenever they finish the work, they will delete that Windows server, free to go. Okay, so this is a thing, the cloud, the cloud provide you the options. You can use as pay on demand service, right? If I'm required, I will create, I will use, I will finish out, right? I can do the backup what I have done in my Windows server, then I can delete it based on the requirement, right? We can use from, if you want to upgrade from HDD to SSD, this also option is there. Okay, you got my point, right? Why we are using Windows server. And one more option is that if your company is located in the remote areas, okay, and they cannot provide you the laptop, right? In the real-time jobs, every company has to provide you the laptop. In that, they have the administration access from the access from the company, right? They have everything administration access. The employees don't have the administration access, right? If they are concerned with that, no, we are not going to provide you the laptop, we'll provide you the virtual Windows server, right? There you can work it on. So this is one more option is available, or they can provide you a one Windows server working for like you can work 8 hours in that, and your remaining employee, like your colleagues, 2-3 colleagues, they can work parallelly in the 3 shifts. This also option is there. So these are based on the company organization requirement, the Windows servers is applicable, right? So now we will go and we will see how to install one basic Windows server in our is AWS cloud, right? This is the thing. And what we will do now, before that, you can come to my channel and you can see all the series associated with this. Okay, if you click here, you will be seeing how to install in Nginx, Jenkins installation, deployment of your application, basic application, real-time CI/CD pipelines, install Postgres, how to create multiple websites, the basic common things within this all the series. The servers use is Linux server. Now the first section will be covering on Windows server. Okay, so let me go to the AWS console, then I'll be logging to my credentials, I'll be checking in. So try to, okay, fine. I think they gave us some prompt. Anyways, that is ordered. You have to go to AWS console. So this is a dashboard of AWS EC2. Okay, let me just check. I do have any instances in my account? No, I don't have, right? The region I'm selecting Mumbai, so you can select based on your option. So this provides you the AWS very good option. Sitting here, I can launch my server anywhere in these regions, okay, based on my use case. For currently, I'll be installing in India, that is Mumbai, AP South, right? So what I will do, I will go for the launch instance. What we'll be seeing here, okay, here are the steps what we are going to do it. Okay, first what we will do, we will give the name tagging that our Windows server, right? We have given the name. What we will be selecting OS image, Amazon machine AMI, will be selecting Windows, right? For this tutorial, we will be using Windows. Okay. After selecting the window, it will be showing that this is the architecture for this image and in the version 2022. Okay. Full local English, the provider details, and this you have to select free tag. If you click here, it will be providing all kind of instance type with the CPU and all the remaining information. Currently, as per our request, what we are going to proceed with the micro T2 micro, right? The T2 micro. We have given the name. We have selected this one. It's coming with 2022. So what we will do, we can go with micro T2 services, right? It's coming with 1 GB, right? 1 GB memory, one CPU and T2 family. So this part is done already, right? Fine. The next thing what we have to do is we have to create a key pair. So let me just stick it out. This is done, this is done, this is done. Okay, now we are working for this. So what we will do, we will go just a second. Okay, we will create a one key pair. Just we will name it Windows key, right? Click on the key pair, it will be downloaded in the download folders, right? This part is done. Fine. The next step what we have remaining, okay, we have done this part. This part is done, key already is there, quantity, and we have to add hard disk, right? Network I will keep it at default. I will not create anything. Let us create because we have to enable RDP port, right? For this we have to enable RDP port. So this part is also, we are doing it. This also is done, right? Let's go now, and I'm enabling from anywhere, so it has to be accessed from anywhere. We can change the config. The minimum configuration for AWS is recommended for 30 GB. So what I will do, I will select as per my document 30 GB, right? You can change based on your requirement. We can make it 1 TB also, 2 TB based on what. This is done. So we have done all the options now. 30 GB is more than enough for our tutorial, which can be covered in free time. Advanced, currently I don't need. If in the future we can enable that termination protection. So we will do one thing, we will make it is termination protection, right? Okay, it should not be deleted by mistake. Okay, we have we want, if I want to delete it, then it has to be deleted, right? So we are doing that termination protection to make it accidental protection. So I have reviewed everything. I will click on the launch instance, right? It will take few minutes or few seconds to launch it. So what we have done, launch instance, right? So this part is already done. Got it? Okay, we will click on this machine ID, instant machine. Then you're into the server. Okay, it will provide you the public IP and how to access it. So if I click here, it is showing that the tag which we have given our Windows server. Let me just, yes, the ID is saying the state is running T2 micro. We have to wait unless the check has to be 2x2 passed, right? So this is a DNS, all the details are there. This is the instant ID. Okay, this is a state, this is a type of the T2 micro what we have selected. Okay, this is a name what we have given. And if you come down in the details, you'll be finding this is the IP address through which we can access this web server, right? Windows server. So this is the DNS through which we can access also. So what we are getting now, we have the user password and IP access. IP access is already done. User we can get from AWS, the password we can generate. How we can do that? Let me just refresh so that it should be done. Okay, before that we will see how we can create. If you click on the connect, it will show you that you cannot connect to your instance because still it's running behind that, right? This is using RDP client, right? What you have to do, you have to convert your PEM file to the password, right? How to get the password? This is the thing. So first thing what we will do, we will add this all the details. What is our username? This is how to access. This is my username, right? Administrator. And password we will create. How we will create? We will just click here. We will upload our PEM key which we have downloaded now. Just click on the download. It will take all your key, Windows key. Then decrypt the password. So the password is already given here, which we have to insert. I will just show you where you have to put this, right? This is a password and this is the username through which you have to access. Got it? Now what is there? IP is pending, right? So what we will do, we will go back. We will go back here, the instance. We will take the IP of this and we'll paste it here. Okay. So this 3 was required and we got it 3. Okay. Now we can access this web server from our local machine. So this test check also is passed. This also is passed now. So we can access it. Okay. So now what we will do, we will go into the our remote desktop application, which is Mobile Extreme, through which we can access our Windows server. Okay, just click. If you are accessing before in my all tutorials, you have been see that we require SSH access for Linux server. For here you have to go and you have to access through RDP. Okay, here you have to provide your IP address. Then you have to provide the username is given from AWS is administrator. Then you have to come here and you have to paste the remote command. No, just a second. It will prompt you to insert the password of this one, okay, which we have created. So what we will do, we will copy the password, show password, and we will click OK. So it's prompting me that it is connecting to Windows server. Okay. Yes, I will be saying that. No, not required. You have successfully launched your first Windows machine, right? So this is the part which is already done, right? We are into the Windows server. Now how do we validate that? If you see here, it's mentioning that 43.2098.243, right? And if I go and check in AWS, it has to be the same. See, the IP is the same one. Okay, 43.2498.243. Okay, there's nothing. You have to prompt, you have to accept, mentioning that. Okay, so it is giving me all the host is this, the instance ID is it, 81 is instance ID. Let me check. Yes, it's the same one. And it's showing the public IP. We already validated that, and it's showing the what kind of instance type is it, T2 micro, and where it is like hosting. Availability zone we have selected Mumbai, right? We have selected that is AP South 1. So it's prompting me all the details where is located the server, Windows server is located. Architecture we have selected 64. Total memory we have 1 GB of memory, sorry, 1 GB of memory. Yes, 1 GB of memory. And the network for this instance is low to moderate, right? So this thing is it. This successfully we have created. Now what we can do, well, let's try. We will create a new one document, text document, right? Like we will rename this hello. We have given some command, just we have given some input in this file, just close it, right? So now you have the access of the Windows server. You can create everything, you can install all the applications in this server based on your configuration. The minimum configuration here we're using for 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU, so that will not be supporting much, but in the real-time scenario, your manager or your team real-time scenario, your sorry, in in real-time scenario, the manager will provide you the details, like assuming that is okay, the organization is for the VFX, so it's quite a huge configuration. They'll provide you that this is a CP, this is a remote memory we required, and we require this much of the storage volume, that is stored 1 TB, 10 TB, 100 TB. Based on that, you have to select the instance type. Instead of T2 micro, you may go for C5 large, C5 compute, like compute memory type. Based on that, you can select it. That we will show. I will also show you that. Now the best part is that here you can do everything. You can create your own things and everything. It's also mentioning that EC2 Microsoft, right? EC2 feedback. You have recycle bin. If I delete here, right, it has to be in the recycle bin. Yes, it's working like the same, right? Where I am now currently in the server Windows. Here, don't get confused. This is my local machine, right? This is my server machine. So two different things. We are not installing, we are not upgrading our local machine. We are installing the Windows server, okay, on remote server, that is public, let's AWS hosting, and we are accessing from our local machine. Okay, the default port which we have used RDP. This is the port which we have used RDP, right? So these are things. Let me go and see what the security complies for this, right? If you check here, there is a one group associated with this. If you click on the default port, it is showing that that there is an inbound rule where you have RTP port is open. The port number is 3389 by the default, and it is open for everyone, right? From here, if you want to restrict to some persons, you can restrict. You can change from here, and I can write my IP. So it will pick my IP and it will take here. If I want to give access only to one of my subscriber, then I can mention his IP, assuming that he has like 12. Here details done security, right? If you click on the security, you'll be seeing some of the securities here. By the default, you'll be having only sorry, RDP. I have to now I'll do one thing. I'll cancel this. Let me edit one more time. So I have before done something. Let me just delete this. Okay. Now I'm assuming that I have given instruction from a manager that I need to install on the Windows Postgres and provide the access to the users, our organization user. What do you have to do? We have to install I have to install Postgres SQL Windows supported one on this Windows machine, but I cannot access because the ports are closed on this Windows, because this Windows is a web server, is a hosted server, right? It's a Windows server. Then what you have to do, you have to come back to AWS console, then you have to click your security group, then from here you have to enable the ports. What I will do, I will just check Postgres. I'll click everyone, open for everyone. To remember, I will give a tag post, right? If I want to install the Jenkins, I have given the command to install the Jenkins on this remote Windows server. Then what I will do, I will be selecting TCP, custom TCP, then 8080 default port. You can select here, it's showing that anywhere, right? And if I'm assuming that I will be installing any applications, like let's say he say that no, just enable all the traffic, so I will enable all the traffic, he can do access, but this is not recommended in real-time scenario. But for example, I'm giving is a bad idea, right? Okay, and going for 000 also is a very bad idea. So you should go for dedicated IPs only allow. Okay, you have to allow only for dedicated IP. That means I'll keep only access for my IP. Got it? And here also I'll keep IP only for my access. So this is the best idea. So I will mention here best idea. So you must remember that. Okay, so I'll be saving here. So this part is done. The difference of this Windows server and your local Windows, that in the local Windows all the ports are like here. If you click here, this is my local window, right? Here you can have all the access, like administration access. There you can restrict some ports, open some port. But here there is no here. From here you will be finding some of the details, but still is recommended from security group to you have to enable. But here, from here you can check all the things. So now what we will do, we will see, like assuming that we have 1 GB CPU, 1 GB RAM, and the details, right? How do we validate and how we can go and check it out? If you click here, if you go here in the administration, right? There's no administration. No, just a second. Just click on here, Windows. Remote section, PowerShell is providing all the details, right? If I click here, control panel, then from here you will be having all the access. Like if you want to uninstall one program from default, from here you can uninstall. It provides you all the detail, like hardware, you can add any things for this, like if you want to add any applications, if supporting network security, account users, you can create multiple Windows users, and you can provide personalization for this. So all the options as per your local what you have, the same thing you'll be having here. You have the recycle bill, and you have administration access, right? You can restrict change the administration to like ASIM user or the DevOps user. You can provide all the details as you're working in your local machine, local Windows machine. Fine. And if I'm checking that what is a drive, right? 30 GB of the drive is there. See what we have done in the initial setup, we have allocated 30 GB of the hard disk, right? If you check here, it's coming 30 GB. Yes, it will be like differentiate always. So we have that GBs also. So 15 GB already is required for the installation or its dependency, because it is GUI access, right? It's not Linux. In the Linux is you will be getting very low space, like it is consume very low space, right? But in the GUI version of Windows, it will take more. It's taking 15 GB to install all its dependencies. So these are the things which we have covered now. Okay. Now you may saying that how does it working, like how this server is working in my machine, which we have already local machine, the Windows. So this is my local machine where I have the Windows. Okay. Now this is a remote Windows where I'm taking the remote access, and I'm accessing the Windows server hosted on AWS. How things is going this one? The simple thing is that it's not much complicated. When we are trying to access from Mobile Extra, my reading application, when we are authenticating this server credentials by providing providing IP and username and the password, the request from our laptop, after successfully login, the request from my web server, from my Windows server is going to the server, AWS server, and from there it's revert back in the request. Okay, so it's something like this. from my laptop to the server. The request is going, it's validating that I'm authorized or no, then it's returned by that request. Okay, so these are things goes from one end to two end, from the client to the server. So these are the basic things which is done from this. So now we have seen everything. The properties also 1 GB, 1 RAM is there, which we can validate from here, and from there everything is there, right? Total memory 1, 2. So these are things are there, okay, which we have covered almost all the things. And okay, this is fine. Now if you go back to the EC2 machines, what I have running machine here. Okay, so there are some options which I will just give you that option. If you want to stop the instance, you have to click here to stop the instance. If you want to reboot the instance, like if you feel some error is there, or you have updated your packages or you have installed any software, then you can reboot. If you say that no, I want to terminate this instance, you can terminate this instance from clicking from here, right? So these three options. If you terminate, then you are deleting everything, like this Windows server, and you are deleting the storage, you are deleting the RAM, you are deleting the CPU, everything, like you are dumping your laptop in the garbage. The same scenario will be happening on this. Okay, you cannot retain this anything back if you are terminating this. If you click here, then you will be finding that there is a details, view details, manage details, and instance settings. If you click on the instance setting, then you can see that there is a termination protection, which we already enable in the future in the initial setup of this Windows server. Okay, and you have shutdown behavior, how it's going to shut down, auto recovery, stop protection. Then assuming that it should never be stopped, I'm having the Windows server or any server in my account, I have multiple like 100,000. Then accidentally if I stop this server, it can be hurdle, right? Somebody might be accessing this server, your company employee or somebody colleague or somebody else, XYZ person. So it's not authorized or is good practice to stop this instance without any prior notice to the organization or the employees which he was using. So what we will do to like avoid this mistake, we will just click on the change stop protection and click it. So it's prompting me that enable stop protection. So how do we validate that it's the stop protection is already done? Just click here and click on the stop, and it should prompt you the error. See, the failed to stop the instance, may not be stopped, modify its API stop instant activate and try again. So what we have to do it now, just you have to go again. Now I'm assuming that no, I don't have any restrictions, I want to stop it because I don't have any like use case for this for the time being. I may restart in the future. So I'll be clicking here, I'll be going instance, change the stop protection, then you have to uncheck this and save it. So you'll be seeing one prompt that disable stop protection, right? Now we can stop this instance. Now if I click on this instance, it will be stopped, right? It's taking some time to stop this instance. And one more scenario is let me just cover this also. I'm assuming that there is some question from my like subscriber. Does we have this Windows server, we have privileges to change the administration setting? Yes, you can change the administration setting. And how about the free tier? When I'm saying in all my videos that it is free tier, free tier, free tier. So what does it cover? It will cover 750 hours, 750 hours of the server, right? So these are things server. So what does it mean actually? It means that if you have one server, one EC2 machine, okay, that is running 3 into 30 days into 24 hours, okay, and that for example is coming to, it will be coming to 724 hours. right? This is a one scenario. And how many machines do you have? Only one server. So total hours, how much it will be? The 72. So it is covering in free tier, so there will be no charges applicable for you, right? 720 we are using. If you're keeping your instance, this web server continuously at the running stage, still there will be no charges because we are not exceeding this limit. Okay, now the case 2, we have one more server. Let me say that this is one more web server. There I am running that also in 24 continuously, right? Then what happened? The total is coming 1400 change, right? So in that 74 hours will be like wave off. Remaining hours will be charged for you. Okay. In the running stage is I'm counting in the running stage, right? All are in the running stages. The total running hours, they will count it total running hours minus free tier hours, right? Free tires hours. So whatever the remaining hours is like exceeding, that charges applicable to you if you're in free tire also. If you're not in free tire, then 100% will be charged to you. So what you have to do is to avoid these charges, or whenever you're using your instance, just you have to stop this instance or terminate the instance if you don't require it, right? So this is the best practice to do it to avoid any charges. Now what you can do it, you can have 10 servers. If you're saying that no, I need 10 servers, you can have 10 servers to avoid features, but you have to use in month only how many time? 70. Okay, there'll be some questions from your side, right? Does we can scale this instance AWS, this our Windows instance? Yes, you can do this. You can just auto scale, like you can scale vertically, that you can go and increase your RAM, hard disk. You can increase your CPUs based on your requirements. So auto scaling option is already there. It's also enabled from AWS for your web server. And we will see few more things. So what does it cover? Free tier in our servers. Okay. So first thing, what if you're using one web server 30 days continuously and you're up and running for 24 hours, that means 70 to 720 hours you are consuming only for one instance, and the free tier provided for AWS is 750 hours. In that case, this is not coming on the free tier, right? So sorry, this is covered in the free tier. If you have one more web server, okay, XYZ, and you are using that also continuously for 1 month for 24 hours, then it's coming 720 hours that also. So if you combine these two, it will be 1480, right? So this in that the minus 750 will be done. 750 will be done. Okay, the total running hours minus free tier hours, then the remaining hours will be charged to you. So for another scenario, let me say no, I am not running for 30 days 24 hours. So what I will do, I can install 10 servers and I run only 75 hours per month in 1 month. 75 hours, one server or any server continuously 75 hours. Okay, then total hours it has to be in the within 75 hours. Okay, of all our web server for our account. Okay, it's associated with the account, not with the region. In one account you should use only 70 to 20 hours for the running. Okay, if you are keeping any instance, any servers, web server, a Windows server in the stop state, so that is does not cover. It will be not counting that that hours. It's mentioning about the running hours. Okay, so this part hope is done. So what you have to do in the best practice is that whenever you are just a second. Okay, whenever you are doing anything, like when you have done this one, just click here, select your thing, just go here and terminate this. Okay, terminate. So it will prompt you the successfully terminated. Okay, got it? So this is how you can terminate. If you have the initial, what we have done, we have given protection, right? So you have to uncheck from here, you have to come back here, you have to uncheck here, it should be blank. Okay, it should be blank, right? Then you have to click on save. Okay, then from here you can terminate again, click on terminate, so it will be showing successfully terminated, right? So this we already covered how to create one one Windows server. Okay, we have installed all the things in that, like we created one file, notepad file, like note file. Okay, we have reviewed sort of like auto scaling option also. We have seen that, and to access that we used IP administrator, and we created one password using our PIM key. We converted PIM key to the password. So, and we have connected from a local machine to our Windows server, and we validated that whatever the configuration we have given while creating this is matching with that or no. It's matching in that scenario also, and we have seen that does it have like a recycle bin administration privileges, any installation dependency, that is also fine. We can like change security groups, that also is fine. So hope this is you can practice like one, two, three, 4 times based on your expertise, unless you're getting expert in this, and you can get you can be better in this Windows web server you're launching anytime. If anyone given you the like like instructions or the task to create, I'm hopeful that you can create any numbers of Windows server without any restrictions. So thanks for connecting. Stay back to my channel, and you can view all this. Hope you support me to grow and enhance my skill and share my skills. uh, Keep learning, sharing, so there's things to cover up. Thank you connecting with me. Thank you very much. See you in the next episode. Thank you.